Victorians have a new government with Daniel Andrews and the Labor Party sweeping to victory and ending one term of a coalition government. Dennis Napthine phoned Mr Andrews 3 hours after polls closed to offer his congratulations and announce he'll step down as Liberal leader. Sky News Melbourne Bureau Chief Aaron Young reports.
After 4 years, one term in office, the coalition government in Victoria is gone. Daniel Andrews led a grassroots traditional Labor campaign and he left home as opposition leader and arrived as a premier.
The people of Victoria have today given to us the greatest of gifts, entrusted to us the greatest of responsibilities and bestowed upon us the greatest of honours. And ladies and gentlemen, we will not let them down.
The polls had tightened. Many were expecting a closer result, but the new premier promised to get working right away.
Victorians have voted as well to end the war on our ambos and end it we will. And end it we will. The very first piece of paper that I will sign as the Premier of this great state will be a reference to the independent umpire to end this spiteful dispute.
Federal opposition leader Bill Shorten had been at the side of Daniel Andrews for much of the campaign and was suitably impressed. At the Liberals' function in the Grand Ballroom, the mood was anything but, as the celebrations soon turned to angst. After 20 months as Premier, Dennis Napthine had tried to turn around a struggling government, but it wasn't to be.
I can tell you that I have just telephoned Daniel Andrews to advise Mr Andrews of my congratulations for Daniel Andrews and the Labor Party who've won this state election.
While many expected a result to take days, Dennis Napthine ended the uncertainty.
Figures clearly indicate that there has been a swing to the Labor Party and they will have a majority in the Legislative Assembly. Therefore, it's appropriate for myself, as leader of the government, as leader of the Liberal Party, to do the right thing by the people of Victoria.
As the Premier bowed out,
I will be advising here and I will be advising my colleagues that I will be stepping down as leader of the Liberal Party. It is time for renewal. It is time for change.
The Greens result shocked everybody, it seems, except the Greens.
We know what we're fighting for, we know what we're up against, and we know what we have to do in order to win.
While the Liberals started the soul-searching, Deputy Labor leader James Merlino put it bluntly.
People see what the Napthine government has done to TAFE, and they see Tony Abbott's intentions with universities. They see the cuts that Dennis Napthine has made to health, and they see the cuts that Tony Abbott's made to health. So they do make that connection. They do see a Liberal government in Canberra and a Liberal government in Victoria cutting the same things, health and education.
Michael O'Brien is one of two men who could now become the opposition leader, and early in the night he was beginning to make sense of the loss.
The political cycle is getting shorter. I think that the public, quite rightly, look very critically at all governments whenever they're perceived to have taken any sort of misstep, and the number of rusted-on voters is declining. We see a much more fluid political situation. We've seen that federally, we're seeing that in state politics.
While the man who created much of the instability for the coalition bowed out with one final shot.
It's a choice of two very poor leaders.
It's now up to history to judge what led to this disastrous defeat for the coalition government in Victoria. But senior sources within the Liberal Party tell me it wasn't one major event, it was death by 1,000 cuts. In the end, Labor's campaign was smarter and it was local. And it seems there will be no East-West link. And Daniel Andrews celebrates the ultimate achievement in politics, defeating a one-term government. Aaron Young, Sky News, Melbourne.